The NFL community and fans around the nation are heartbroken tonight as devastating news has spread that Dallas Cowboys defensive end Marshawn Kneeland has passed away at just 24 years old. A young man filled with talent, promise, and heart, Marshon's sudden departure has left the sports world reeling, another shining star gone far too soon. Tributes are pouring in from teammates, coaches, and fans, each remembering the quiet but powerful presence he brought to every game and every locker room moment. His loss isn't just a football tragedy, it's the loss of a son, a friend, and a soul who carried both greatness and grief on his journey. Biography: the boy from Grand Rapids who dreamed big. Marshawn Kneeland was born on July 8, 2001, in Grand Rapids, Michigan, a place that shaped both his toughness and his heart. Growing up, Marshon was known not only for his athletic ability, but for the humility that made him stand out in a crowd. His early years were filled with determination, the same drive that would one day carry him to the biggest football stage in America. He attended Godwin Heights High School in Wyoming, Michigan, where he quickly made a name for himself as a versatile player, lining up as both linebacker and tight end. During his senior year, he recorded over 100 tackles, 8 sacks, and more than 300 yards receiving on offense. Scouts began to take notice of the quiet powerhouse from a small Michigan school, but those who truly knew him saw something deeper, a young man fueled by purpose. When Marshon committed to Western Michigan University, he did so with pride and gratitude. He wasn't just playing for himself, he was playing for his family, his community, and especially for his mother, whose unwavering support was his foundation. College career: from the Broncos to the big dream. At Western Michigan University, Marshawn Kneeland became a pillar of consistency and resilience. His presence on the defensive line struck fear in opposing offenses across the Mid-American Conference. Coaches described him as a student of the game, someone who studied every play and never gave less than 100% effort. From 2019 through 2023, Marshon compiled 149 tackles and 12.5 sacks, earning second-team All-MAC honors in 2023. Beyond the numbers, his leadership inspired teammates to rise higher. He had a calm intensity, a rare blend of power and grace that made him impossible to ignore. When he stepped on the field, he carried not just his pads, but also the weight of his late mother's spirit. Every game became a tribute to her memory.
Professional career: the cowboy with a gentle soul. In the 2024 NFL Draft, Marshawn Kneeland's dream came true. The Dallas Cowboys selected him in the second round, 56th overall. The moment was emotional, not only for Marshon, but for the entire Neland family and the Grand Rapids community that had watched his journey from a hopeful high schooler to a professional athlete. When he first stepped into AT&T Stadium, he looked up into the bright lights and whispered a quiet thank you to his mother, to his coaches, and to everyone who had believed in him. Rookie season: strength through pain. Marshon's rookie season in 2024 began with high expectations. He made his debut against the Cleveland Browns in September. Over 11 games, he recorded 14 tackles, constantly showing flashes of greatness that hinted at the incredible player he was becoming. Midway through the season, a right knee injury nearly ended his year. The injury occurred while he attempted to sack quarterback Justin Fields. Though surgery was required, Marshon's comeback mindset remained unshaken. He spent his recovery pushing harder, determined to return even stronger. Second season: a star in the making. Heading into 2025, Marshon was considered one of the Cowboys' rising defensive stars. During training camp, clips of him intercepting Dak Prescott went viral, showing his quick instincts and physical presence. Teammates described him as the most humble competitor in the room. In October 2025, he faced a minor ankle injury during practice, but he fought through it, refusing to let it stop him. Just days before his passing, in Week 9, Marshon scored his first and only NFL touchdown, recovering a blocked punt and taking it to the end zone against the Arizona Cardinals. That moment, his beaming smile, surrounded by teammates, is now frozen in the hearts of millions as one of his last shining memories on the field. Personal life. A heart that carried his mother's memory. Marshawn Kneeland was not just a football player. He was a man who carried deep love, loss, and loyalty within him. In February 2024, tragedy struck when his mother passed away unexpectedly from an undisclosed illness just 2 months before he was drafted. To honor her, Marshon wore a necklace containing her ashes everywhere he went. He often said that his mother's spirit was his shield, protecting him in every game and decision he made. Those who knew him closely said he often talked about making her proud, that every snap, every workout, and every win was for her. He lived quietly in Plano, Texas, enjoying simple pleasures like cooking, gaming, and listening to music. Despite fame and recognition, Marshon remained humble and private, focusing on his craft and his mental well-being. Cause of death: a tragic and painful goodbye. On November 5, 2025, heartbreak struck again. Marshawn Kneeland was found deceased in Frisco, Texas, at only 24 years old. According to reports from the Texas Department of Public Safety, Marshon had been involved in a brief police pursuit the previous evening. The chase ended when officers lost sight of his vehicle, later found crashed and abandoned. Tragically, Marshon was discovered nearby with a self-inflicted gunshot wound. His death has shaken both the NFL and mental health communities, serving as a painful reminder of the silent battles even the strongest souls face. The Dallas Cowboys released an emotional statement, describing him as a beloved teammate, a kind young man, and a light within the locker room. Investigations remain ongoing, but what remains clear is the profound sadness surrounding this loss. A young man who had faced grief with courage could not overcome the weight of his inner pain. Family life. Marshon's life was deeply tied to family. He often credited his mother as his greatest source of strength, and her loss changed him forever. He also had siblings and close friends who supported him through his football journey. He once said, "Family isn't just who you're born to, it's who shows up for you." Those words now echo through the tributes written by teammates, coaches, and fans who had become his extended family in Dallas. Net worth. At the time of his passing, Marshawn Kneeland's estimated net worth was around $2 million, much of it earned from his NFL rookie contract and endorsement deals. Yet those who knew him best said he never cared much about wealth. He cared about making a difference, giving back to his hometown, and honoring his mother's legacy and impact. Though his career was brief, Marshawn Kneeland's legacy continues to shine brightly through the way people remember him not only as a Dallas Cowboy, but as a humble, determined young man who carried himself with quiet strength and integrity. His story is one of perseverance and hope, the remarkable journey of a boy from Grand Rapids, Michigan, who rose through hard work and faith to reach the biggest stage in football. Across every community he touched, from Michigan to Texas, fans are honoring his memory by sharing his highlights, wearing his number, and speaking of his kindness both on and off the field. Marshon's life reminds everyone that true greatness isn't only measured in stats or trophies, but in the hearts he inspired along the way. His legacy will continue to encourage others to dream big, stay grounded, and live with purpose, just as he did. Emotional tribute. Marshawn Kneeland's story is not one of defeat, it is one of love, resilience, and the human spirit's fragility. He lived for his dreams, carried his pain with grace, and touched hearts with his humility. Though gone far too soon, his light remains eternal in the roar of the stadium, in the quiet prayers of his teammates, and in every young athlete who dares to dream like he did. Rest in peace, Marshon. You will forever be remembered not just as a Cowboy, but as a son, a brother, and a soul who played the game of life with heart.